wrestling fans, thanks for clicking today's dreaded D Rose report. For some reason I feel small. Hey, didn't McMahon look kind of weird on Monday? He must not have been in a tanning bed for I don't know how long. Plus the back of his arms were, I don't know. Still, he's in good shape though. Hey, the late Bam Bam Bigelow gets the superstar spotlight today on WWE's website. And today's birthday, this would have been the birthday of British legend Giant Haystacks, who briefly competed in WCW as Loch Ness. Would have been 66. And today would have been my birthday, but wasn't born on this day. JBL on Twitter said he and Josh Matthews are going to be handling commentary this week on an episode of Friday Night SmackDown. And while not officially announced, Beth Phoenix, she says she's going to be attending the New York Comic Con this weekend. And there was some backstage concern over last night. I don't know if you noticed it on, I'm sure you did if you watched Raw. The way Sheamus landed on his back and his head when he went out of the ring. But anyway, there was concern over backstage at Sheamus after his head bounced off of the floor during a match with Wade Barrett on Monday. Sheamus worked last night's SmackDown taping. So he must be okay, but boy, he was kind of, I seen stars in his eyes when he looked up. Dolph Ziggler has issued a challenge to Kane for this Friday's SmackDown, and the following matches were taped last night in San Jose, California for SmackDown as Sheamus versus Big Show in a Bro Kick versus WMBD challenge. And Sheamus also is taking on TENSAI, which should be a good match. Maybe. Anyway, Ryder and Santino taking on Slater and Mahal. Ziggler taking on Kane. Big Show taking on Kofi. And Sin Cara taking on Damian Sandow. And Bryant taking on Alberto. Following matches were taped in San Jose also for superstars. Cesaro taking on Gabriel. Kidd taking on Wade Barrett. Following matches were taped for the main event. Orton taking on Big Show. Kingston taking on McGillicuddy. And Brodus Clay versus Cody Rhodes was taped last night for WWE's Saturday Morning Slam. And WWE is currently running a poll. I guess they're not doing NXT anymore. I just thought about that. Anyway, WWE is currently running a poll on Twitter where fans can vote for the champion Punk. Who should he choose and who should he face in Hell in a Cell? Cena or Ryback? You know, I got a feeling a lot of people's going to vote for Ryback. Anyway, Wall Street. Vince. Wall Street Analysis, Jim Cramer, has updated his position on WWE stock, downgrading to not buy. Anyway, he's got a show on CNBC called Mad Money that airs on Tuesday night. Kramer said, "It has no growth, and that's not enough for me." Of course, he's been known to be wrong, too. Hey, WWE Diva Champion Eve Torres recently did a Snaps photo shoot for her official website, evetorres.com. I looked at the photos, and they're okay. All right, Score Television Network and Baltimore Sun spoke to Mick Foley at the THQ press event in New York City, I guess it was last week sometime, about the WWE 13 video game. Hardcore legend discusses his favorite video game moment over the years, and being a stand-up comedian, he talked about, I just can't see that, and confronting CM Punk in a recent episode of Raw. He also talked about his new holiday children's book, The Most Miserable Christmas. That's why he was there. He wasn't going to talk about his stand-up comedian deal. As reported earlier, WWE is going to be holding a SmackDown taping Tuesday, January 22nd, 2013, Sacramento, California, at the Power Balance Pavilion. Oh, by the way, if you're around that area, the current pre-sale passcode is SmackFan. They shouldn't have said that after Monday's CM Punk deal. I got more info on that. Anyway, Laura Cole, a reporter for CBS Sacramento, who attended Monday's Raw at the Power Balance Pavilion, stated on Twitter that the fan that was attacked by Punk at the show will not be pressing charges. Apparently, he probably got a monetary, I ain't saying he did, but I would suspect he may have got a monetary thing. Or there's just no charges going to be pressed. Money follows later. And to stop all the hurting and pain, swelling and whatever. Anyway, she said, I just got an update from Sacramento County's Sheriff's Department. You know, all they don't want to do is have Punk arrested or anything. About the alleged incident involving CM Punk, she wrote. The Sheriff's Department says at this point the fan does not want to proceed with any further charges, and there's no evidence that a crime occurred. Sheriff's Department also says the video is not a part of the investigation because there's no investigation. In fact, you know, really, when you see the video, what is there to investigate? It happened, and that was it. Oh, by the way, ECW alumni, Axel Rotten. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He's something else. He's pleading for Tammy Lynn Cinch, or Sonny, to receive help after she was arrested again on Tuesday in Bradford, Connecticut on charges of third-degree burglary and 3 counts of violating protective order. She said, will someone please step in, help this woman, Rotten wrote on Facebook. She says, I love her so much. I consider her a great friend. Please, Tammy, get help, real help. Walk away from the wrestling and get your life in order. Please do it for you. And if you're so concerned, Axel, do something. You're the one that's in love with, said you love her and care for her. But nobody does. Said it was her second arrest in 2 days, the 5th in the past month. She's currently being held without bond and is expected to be arraigned in the New Haven court Wednesday morning. Though this morning, I haven't heard anything yet. Meanwhile, Cinch's latest arrest is the lead story in a WTHN.com article. And the ABC affiliate's TV station in New Haven, Connecticut, the news outlet released the details of the nature of her arrest on Monday, which resulted in the WWE Hall of Famer charged with violating a protective order, disorderly conduct, and criminal mischief. I just said earlier it was something about burglary. Well, let's just see. Her boyfriend, independent wrestler Damian Darling, discovered Smith lying on his sofa and passed out. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Anyway, and called police. Law enforcement found a bottle of vodka and his bathroom door damaged. Darling told police that she locked herself into the bathroom as she was yelling and kicking. Then she broke down the door. So, and upon her arrest, the police found Cinch hiding under a blanket on the bedroom floor and slurring her words. That sounds like yesterday to me. Anyway, in September, Cinch was arrested on 3 consecutive days due to domestic violence, and she's being arraigned on. They also discovered that Cinch has a conviction in New Jersey from 2005, including possession of a hypodermic needle. I don't know where the theft came in, unless she took something out of her boyfriend's apartment. Sure wasn't her. Vince McMahon's return to Monday Raw gave the show a ratings boost, as we thought it would. The program drew about 600,000 more viewers than last week. The show drew a 2.78 cable rating over the course of 3 hours, up 10% from last week's 2.54 figure, which I told you, if you compare last year this week, well, Monday a year ago, it's still down quite a bit, because they were averaging a little bit over 3.0, 3.1, let's say. Anyway, they averaged 4.07 million viewers, up from 3.5 million viewers a year ago. It says year low. Oh, that's the year low. Anyway, the program's highest viewership since September 12th show. Oh, Raw averaged up from, that didn't make any sense. Anyway, viewership peaked the first hour And then it started sliding a little bit in the second hour. Viewership remained nearly the same in the third, which they really did. Well, they didn't lose anybody, is what the thing was. They didn't lose really anything to football. Now, I tell you why, football, it just depends on who's playing, whether and in what big major market is going to be playing on Monday, whether it really hits Raw or not. I can't remember who last week was, but that might have been why they had such a low viewership. May not have been Raw. It might have been just who was playing. All right. Score Television Network and Baltimore Sun spoke with Paul Heyman at the DHQ press event too in New York City about the game, and he said during the interview, Heyman addressed the involvement with WWE 13, including composing the storylines for the game and how the marketing company is now promoting it, and blah, blah, blah. WWE Punk continues to play, up his ongoing feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin on Raw by once again slamming the legendary grappler. And straight edge superstar proclaimed that unlike Austin, he didn't get to the top by doing things the easy way and beat up an old man. We all heard all that. So anyway, Austin says, hey, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm coming to you from Mexico, where I'm out here working on Redneck Island, and heard through words on the street that CM Punk is running Stone Cold down on Monday Night Raw for the past 2 weeks. Heard you've been running me down. I didn't see the show, so I don't, haven't really heard or seen any promos on it. But I'll get you on YouTube. I'll watch them. I'll respond accordingly to my website on BrokenSkullRanch.com. If you got any guts or class, you'll see me and then I'll see you in the promos, so I can respond accordingly. But you ain't gonna talk trash about me. I'm gonna let it slide right now. That don't sound like Austin to me. You call yourself the best in the world. You're a damn joke. He says it ain't gonna get. I ain't gonna get carried away, here, but I haven't seen the promos, so. All right, THQ, had the press conference at the Skyline West Studios in Manhattan, announced the upcoming video game on hand, of course, with AJ Lee, Mick Foley, and Paul Heyman. Let's see. Oh, the fan who was struck twice in the face by CM Punk on Monday live television broadcast addressed the ordeal in a brief video interview. He said he felt Punk's tape go across his face, then asked if he was upset with Punk. He said a little bit, since it's going to seem like it's something a person should do. He then said that he knows how NBA fans feel when Ron Artest went after them a few years ago during the game, when he was with the Pacers. All right, shortly after it was reported, the official WWE website had labeled TENSAI, believe it or not, as an overhyped disappointment in their bio on Raw Superstar. And later they dismissed the phrase and erased it. No one's TENSAI on the bad side. Anyway, TENSAI is now reflected as more positive light in his bio. It reads, over the following months, TENSAI had impressive outings against Cena and CM Punk. However, several frustrated losses against Tyson Kidd. TENSAI assaulted his own associate, Sakamoto, which he did just about forever on July 30, 2012 edition of Raw. In fall 2012, an even more aggressive side of TENSAI surfaced as he tangled with the likes of Ryback and Sheamus, and is beginning to focus a little bit new, more focused on TENSAI. Well, one can only assume that the disaster will follow for his opponents as the star from multiple continents look to fulfill his destiny. I gotta go.